There is something I need to tell you about what happens to your skin between 10 at night and 6 in the morning. Because if you understood it, really understood the biological event that takes place on your face every single night while you sleep, you would never go to bed again with nothing on your skin or with a product that wastes the most important 8 hours your face has. Every night, your skin enters a repair state. Cell division accelerates. Blood flow to the dermis increases. The permeability of your skin shifts. It becomes more absorptive, more metabolically active, more ready to receive and use whatever you give it than at any other point in the 24-hour cycle. This is not a marketing concept invented to sell night creams. This is circadian biology. Documented. Measured. Real. Your skin is rebuilding itself while you sleep. The question is whether you're giving it the raw material to rebuild with, or whether you're wasting that window on a $60 cream that coats the surface and does nothing underneath. There is an ingredient that costs $1.50. You apply it before bed. It penetrates the skin within minutes, and it delivers directly to the cells that are doing the overnight repair work, a compound so close to prescription-grade retinol in its mechanism that dermatologists have studied it as a natural alternative. Without the irritation, without the peeling, without the 6-week adjustment period that makes most women over 45 quit retinol before it ever has a chance to work. The ingredient is rosehip seed oil, cold-pressed, unrefined. Available at any health food store, any drugstore with a natural product section, and online for between $1.50 and $4 per ounce. An ounce that lasts 6 to 8 weeks of nightly use. And what it does inside your skin between tonight and tomorrow morning is the reason I look at my own face differently than I did 7 days ago. Welcome to Dr. Redmond, Skincare for Women. Let's get into it. Rosehip seed oil is not a trend ingredient. It is not the latest molecule to cycle through the influencer economy for 6 months before being replaced by the next one. It has been used medicinally for skin repair for centuries, and it has been studied clinically since the 1980s, when Chilean researchers at the University of Concepcion conducted one of the first controlled studies on its effect on photoaged and scarred skin. The results of that study, significant improvement in fine lines, hyperpigmentation, and overall skin texture over a 16-week period, were published and largely ignored by an industry that had no financial interest in an unpatentable plant oil that cost almost nothing. Here is what rosehip seed oil contains and why each component matters for what your skin does tonight. The first compound is trans-retinoic acid. This is the biologically active form of vitamin A, the same molecule that prescription retinoids like tretinoin deliver to your skin. Not a precursor, not a derivative that needs to be converted. The active form, present naturally in cold-pressed rosehip seed oil at concentrations sufficient to produce measurable retinoid activity in the skin, without the inflammatory side effects that make prescription retinoids intolerable for many women over 45. This is the mechanism that makes rosehip oil fundamentally different from every other facial oil on the market. Jojoba oil moisturizes. Argan oil softens. Marula oil conditions. None of them contain a naturally occurring retinoid. Rosehip oil does, and that retinoid, trans-retinoic acid, does at night exactly what dermatologists prescribe tretinoin to do. It accelerates cell turnover in the epidermis, stimulates collagen synthesis in the dermis, and normalizes melanin distribution in the basal layer. Cell turnover is the rate at which your skin replaces old or damaged surface cells with new ones from below. In your 20s, this cycle completes approximately every 28 days. By your mid-40s, it has slowed to every 40 to 50 days. The visible consequence is a surface layer that is thicker, duller, more uneven, composed of cells that have been sitting on the surface far longer than they should, scattering light irregularly instead of reflecting it smoothly, holding on to pigmentation irregularities instead of shedding them. Transretinoic acid accelerates that cycle. It pushes new cells to the surface faster. The dull, damaged, pigmented surface layer is replaced more quickly by fresh cells from below. The result, visible within days, not weeks, is a skin surface that reflects light more evenly, that has a smoother texture, that looks brighter and more alive in a way that women consistently describe as looking younger without being able to pinpoint exactly what changed. That is the retinoid effect, and you're getting it from a $1.50 oil applied at bedtime. The second compound is a concentration of essential fatty acids, specifically linoleic acid and alpha-linolenic acid, at a ratio that almost perfectly matches the lipid composition of healthy human skin. This is not a coincidence of nature. This is why rosehip oil absorbs into the skin faster and more completely than almost any other plant oil. Your skin recognizes these fatty acids as its own building materials and incorporates them directly into the lipid matrix of the stratum corneum. Why does this matter for tonight? That because the overnight repair cycle your skin runs depends on the integrity of the skin barrier. If the barrier is compromised, if the lipid matrix is depleted, if transepidermal water loss is elevated, if the surface is losing moisture faster than the repair mechanisms can compensate, the repair work happens in a state of deficit. Your skin is trying to rebuild while the building materials are leaking out through the roof. Rosehip oil seals the barrier with lipids your skin recognizes and integrates. The transepidermal water loss drops. The moisture stays inside. The repair mechanisms operate in an environment of sufficiency instead of scarcity. Every other process, the collagen synthesis, the cell turnover, the pigmentation correction, works better when the barrier is intact. The fatty acids in rosehip oil make the barrier intact. Oh, everything else follows. The third compound is a high concentration of antioxidants, vitamin E, carotenoids, and polyphenols that protect the skin from oxidative damage during the overnight repair window. This matters more than most people realize. During sleep, cellular metabolism in the skin increases. More metabolic activity means more free radical production as a natural byproduct. Those free radicals, if unmanaged, damage the same collagen and elastin that the repair cycle is trying to restore. You are rebuilding and degrading simultaneously. The antioxidants in rosehip oil neutralize the free radicals generated during overnight repair. The net result of each night shifts further toward repair and further away from damage. Over 7 nights, over 30 nights, on over 90 nights, the compounding effect of that shift is what produces the visible change that makes women say they look younger. They are not imagining it. The math of nightly repair minus nightly damage has changed in their favor. Now let me tell you why the $60 night serum on your shelf is not doing what rosehip oil does, even if it contains retinol in its ingredient list. Most commercial retinol products use retinol palmitate, or retinol, precursor forms that your skin must convert into trans-retinoic acid through a multi-step enzymatic process before they become biologically active. Each conversion step is inefficient. By the time retinol palmitate becomes trans-retinoic acid in your skin, the effective concentration is a fraction of what was in the bottle. Rosehip oil skips the conversion. The trans-retinoic acid is already in its active form. Your skin does not need to process it. It arrives ready to work. Additionally, Most commercial retinol serums deliver the retinol in a water-based or silicone-based vehicle that sits on the surface of the skin and releases the active ingredient slowly, if it penetrates at all. Rosehip oil is its own delivery vehicle. The fatty acid profile that matches your skin's lipid composition means the oil does not sit on the surface. It absorbs. It carries the trans-retinoic acid, the antioxidants, and the essential fatty acids directly into the skin within minutes of application. The delivery and the treatment are the same substance. You're paying $60 for a product that delivers a precursor in a vehicle your skin has to work to absorb. Or you're paying $1.50 for a product that delivers the active compound in a vehicle your skin absorbs instinctively. The market survives on the assumption that you will never make that comparison. Here is your protocol. Buy cold-pressed, unrefined rosehip seed oil. This is critical. Cold-pressed and unrefined. Refined rosehip oil has been processed at high temperatures that destroy the trans-retinoic acid and degrade the essential fatty acids. The refining process produces a lighter, less colored oil that looks more cosmetically appealing in a bottle and has lost the bioactive compounds that make it effective. The oil you want is dark amber to deep orange in color, with a slightly earthy, nutty scent. If the oil is pale yellow and odorless, it has been refined, and you will not get the results. Available at health food stores, non-natural product retailers, many drugstores with an expanded natural section, and widely available online. An ounce, 30 milliliters, costs between $1.50 and $4 depending on the source. An ounce lasts 6 to 8 weeks of nightly use. That is less than $1 per week for an active retinoid treatment with full fatty acid and antioxidant support. Every evening, cleanse your face completely. Your usual cleanser, lukewarm water, completely clean skin. No residual makeup, no SPF, no other products. If you use a toner or a glycerin solution as recommended in other videos on this channel, apply that first and let it absorb for 60 seconds. Then the rosehip oil goes on as the final step, the last thing that touches your skin before you sleep. Dispense 3 to 4 drops into your palm. That is all you need. Rosehip oil is concentrated, and a little goes far. Rub your palms together once to distribute the oil evenly across both hands. Press your palms to your cheeks. Press to your forehead. Press to your chin and jawline. Press to your neck. Do not rub. Press and hold for 2 to 3 seconds in each area. This method, press, hold, release, deposits a thin, even layer of oil across the face and allows your body heat to begin thinning the oil for immediate absorption. You will feel the oil absorb within 3 to 5 minutes. Rosehip oil does not sit on the surface the way coconut oil or heavier oils do. The fatty acid profile ensures rapid absorption. By the time you turn off the light, your skin will feel conditioned but not oily, a subtle softness without residue. Leave it. Sleep. The trans-retinoic acid, the fatty acids, and the antioxidants are now inside your skin, working in concert with the natural repair cycle that peaks between 10 at night and 2 in the morning. In the morning, rinse with lukewarm water or cleanse normally. Proceed with your morning routine. Here is what you will see. Morning 1. The first thing you will notice is how your skin feels when you touch your face before you even get out of bed. There is a softness that is different from moisturized. It is the softness of skin that has been genuinely nourished overnight. Lipids restored, surface cells beginning to turn over, barrier integrity improved while you slept. When you look in the mirror, your skin will have a subtle luminosity that was not there yesterday. Not shimmer. Not a product sitting on the surface catching light. was a quality of the skin itself, light reflecting evenly off a surface that is smoother and more hydrated than it was 24 hours ago. Morning 3. The texture change begins. Run your fingertips across your cheeks. The slight roughness, the microtexture that you have accepted as normal, that makes your skin look grainy in certain light, is softer. The accelerated cell turnover driven by the trans-retinoic acid is beginning to clear the oldest, most damaged surface cells and replace them with newer ones from below. If you have fine lines around the eyes, the lines that deepen in the afternoon and improve after a good night's sleep, they will be less pronounced on morning 3 than they were on morning 1, and the improvement will hold further into the day. Morning 5. The pigmentation shift begins. If you have any hyperpigmentation, sunspots, post-inflammatory marks, the uneven tone that accumulates across the cheeks and forehead in women over 40, the edges of those areas start to soften. Not disappear. Soften. The melanin normalization driven by trans-retinoic acid is a gradual process. It works by regulating the distribution of melanin in the basal layer so that new cells arriving at the surface carry a more uniform pigment load. By day 5, the first wave of those more evenly pigmented cells is reaching the surface. Morning 7. This is the morning that changes how you think about your skin. The cumulative effect of 7 nights, 7 rounds of accelerated cell turnover, collagen stimulation, barrier repair, antioxidant protection, and melanin normalization produces a face that looks different in a way that is quiet and profound, not filtered, not dramatically altered. Different the way skin looks different after a week of perfect sleep, perfect hydration, and 0 stress, except you achieved it with 4 drops of $1.50 oil applied before bed. The fine lines are softer. The texture is smoother. The tone is more even. The skin has a density, a quality of being present, of being full, of being alive. That was retreating gradually for years and has come back perceptibly in 7 nights. Women in this community describe morning 7 in remarkably similar language. They say their skin looks like it remembers something, like it has been reminded of a version of itself it had been slowly forgetting. That is not poetry. That is biology. The retinoid is restoring the cell turnover rate your skin had 10 years ago. The fatty acids are restoring the barrier integrity it had before years of product stripped it. The antioxidants are tipping the nightly balance back toward repair and away from damage. Your skin is not performing youth. It is functioning younger. I want to address the 2 questions I hear most. First, will rosehip oil cause purging or irritation? In the vast majority of women, no. The concentration of trans-retinoic acid in cold-pressed rosehip oil is high enough to produce measurable retinoid effects, but significantly lower than prescription tretinoin. It operates in the therapeutic range without crossing into the irritation range. Most women experience no peeling, no redness, no adjustment period. Or if you have extremely sensitive skin or are currently using prescription retinoids, introduce rosehip oil on alternating nights for the first week and increase to nightly once your skin confirms tolerance. Second, will it clog my pores? Rosehip oil is high in linoleic acid, which is the fatty acid that acne-prone and congestion-prone skin is typically deficient in. Oils high in oleic acid, like coconut oil and olive oil, can be comedogenic for some skin types. Rosehip oil's linoleic acid dominance makes it one of the least comedogenic facial oils available. For mature skin, where the primary concerns are fine lines, texture, tone, and barrier integrity, pore congestion from rosehip oil is extremely rare. If you have followed everything in this video, you have a complete overnight protocol. 4 drops. $1.50 per month. an active retinoid, a full fatty acid profile, a concentrated antioxidant package, all in a single oil that your skin absorbs in minutes and uses all night while you sleep. No $60 serum required, no prescription, no 6-week adjustment period of peeling and redness before results begin. Results on morning 1, compounding results every night after. That is what Dr. Redmond, Skincare for Women, is here for. Every video, same commitment. The research exists. The ingredient is accessible. The cost is honest. And you deserve to know what actually works, explained at the level of mechanism, so that you understand not just what to do, but exactly why it works. And if this is the video that changes your nighttime routine, if you have been spending $60 on a night serum that coats the surface while rosehip oil could have been doing the real work for $1.50, share it with a woman who needs to hear it. A friend who is fighting fine lines with products that never reach the dermis. A sister who gave up on retinol because the irritation was unbearable and does not know there is a natural alternative that works without the punishment. Subscribe to Dr. Redmond, Skincare for Women. The next video covers the ingredient that amplifies everything rosehip oil does. A morning application that protects the new cells your skin built overnight from being destroyed by the one thing most women expose their face to every day without realizing the damage it causes. I will see you there.